good.
Have no fear.
Have no fear. The timer is here.
So far away, are you?
Oh, she-
Is this our panel?
It's my marketing content creation.
This is the marketing content
How
creation.
many, how many terabytes is your flash drive?
Hello. All right, we're gonna get started. Thanks everyone. So welcome. My name is Siki Mo. I'm a Forbes under 30 alum in consumer tech from 2019 for creating Hello Ava, which is a skincare tech company. And today I'm very honored to be moderating the Inside the Modern Marketer panel. I'm honored to be joined by Eno Oduok. She's the founder of Naj.com and also Chief Marketing Officer of Nimbus Aerospace. Brent Comstock, he's the founder of Becom. And Akil Alvin, CEO of and Chief Creative Officer of DDM. Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so a burning question a lot of people ask me these days, especially with social media and everything, is marketing used to be about reach, and these days it seems to be more about storytelling and emotional connections. So what does it actually mean to be a modern marketer today, and what is the one thing that most brands you feel like still is getting it wrong?
That's such a great question. To me, a modern marketer is someone that goes beyond just like authenticity and goes beyond just like attention. They're really intentional about what they're doing. I think a lot of the best brands we see today, they create ads that don't feel like an ad. Like when you think of like some of the best marketers, you think like Nike, right? For me, I think of Wyden and Kennedy. So they're the ones who created the "Just Do It" tagline for Nike. Thank you. A lot of the Nike campaigns we see today, Nike didn't do it alone, right? You have Wyden and Kennedy, you have other agencies, and they leverage their community, locals, employees, on camera, off the camera, right? So it's not just about creating content, it's about creating connection, leveraging your community, and just going beyond that.
Yeah, and just to piggyback on that, I think one of the things that marketers and companies are getting wrong is they doing campaigns that does not speak to just a community. They're doing these cookie cutter campaigns that want to speak to everyone, and you lose people in that. You know, we believe in authentically impacting culture. And we want to show that if you can have an overarching campaign, have branches that talk to specific communities, because at the end of the day, no one is monolithic. Even a community, a target audience that you have is not monolithic. You know, there's communities, whether it's African American, LGBT, Hispanic communities, anyone, they're not monolithic. You have to break it down in bite-sized pieces and do a campaign that authentically speaks to them.
Right, there's power in community.
Well, I guess let's kind of expand out a little bit. What are some of the good kind of user cases where all three of you are marketing, advertising, and media experts? You've used communities in real time to help you with marketing messaging. Can you share some of the successful examples?
Oh, I like that. So for my brand, we worked with WhatsApp. Their brand ambassador is NBA player Giannis. I don't know if y'all familiar. Yes? No?
We've heard of them.
Just a little bit, just something, a little something. You know, he's just a little NBA player. I'm playing.
Is he coming up next?
Yeah, he's after this panel.
He's over there.
But he's incredible. But the whole team at WhatsApp is incredible as well. And so they had a community surrounding his heritage and culture. That's something that spoke to us as someone who has Nigerian heritage in them as well. And so involving us in their social media campaign, coming up with the strategies, involving other people in our community, in our campaigns as well, was something that was really monumental for us in the work that we do.
I love that.
I think so. Our company exists at the intersection of impact and advocacy in media, and so we work with a lot with political campaigns, capital campaigns. We've worked with rural healthcare providers all the way up to presidential campaigns. And I didn't want to say authenticity in this panel, but I'm going to say it. Only because it used to be the word that was inserted in everything. Now it is the thing that you feel when you know if those communities are properly leveraged. When we're working with a candidate for office, it doesn't matter if they're running for dog catcher or president. You can feel and understand when they have and understand that audience. And if you can tailor your marketing and your messaging towards that, you see success. We see that with nonprofits. We've worked with global nonprofits. The money rolls in when you see and you can feel that. And I think that it's really important that corporations, consumer brands take that same approach, because that's the stickiness that you want with the brand and the marketing that you have. In the world of AI and automation and all these other things, you want to make sure that you can have that human connectiveness that comes from it.
I don't know if Akil wants to.
Absolutely. I think it's one of the things. First of all, I'm on a panel with such amazing people, which is such an honor. But also, it's one of those things when you look at companies and corporations that you work with, we work with corporations around the world. And one of the things that they need to have a foundation on is storytelling and target audience. Once you know who you are and know where you're going, you have that mission, but that vision is that elevator that gets you there. And no matter what you are, no matter what you're selling, again, if you're a dog catcher or running for president, or it's in a gray area of those two, if you know that story, you can get wherever you want. And I think one of the things that we do from an advertising standpoint is finding a story that uniquely embraces everybody, but also speaks directly to you. You get what I'm saying?
Well, this is actually a really great segue into our next topic, which is this kind of community and emotional connection and storytelling and brand building. But there's also always usually comes at a cost of, or maybe sometimes it's a trade-off, sometimes it's not, at revenue driving. Right? So we're all marketers and advertisers here, but we also all have a business goal, which is how can we increase revenue for whether it's our own organization or the clients that we're serving. So curious to hear, out of all three of you who are expert in this field, can you share a little bit about when those two goals, driving revenue and brand building, are at a trade-off or at cost to each other, or sometimes they help each other? And if you can share, sometimes has that tension cost you or saved you?
I think it saved me. I've been saved. And so, and so, like, for us, like, when we are doing anything community related, like, it's creativity is really, you can't really go far without the money. Like, there's only so much you can do being scrappy. And so whether it's you're raising capital or you're hosting an event and everything like that, tying it back. So for us, if we're hosting an event, yes, we'll like sell tickets, but also a percentage will go towards like grants for the community or college students. So it goes hand in hand. Or like if we are working with a partner and they're paying us to do social for them, again, it goes back into our community. We reinvest it. So again, saved me and saved our community as well.
I think if you take the perception that if you don't have brand value, you can't build trust. And if you can't build trust, you can't bring in money. There are ways you can work around each of those things. There's ways to make money without building trust, but how long does it go? There are ways to think about how do you build a brand, but you might not make any money. But if you operate on that status quo, like when someone is running for office, or we work with celebrities a lot on helping them take their brand and apply it to things that they care about. Like one of our clients cares a great deal about prison incarceration reform, right? So they're not just saying, oh, I care about this, and then they go perform and do this thing, but they're saying, I care about it, I want to institutionalize it, I want to talk about it, I want to bring in influencers to talk about it. And guess what? Their ticket sales at their concerts go up. And that's not the reason that they do it, but that's kind of how that flywheel exists. And if you operate from the assumption that you can't have one without the other, it's interesting how you can continue to evolve, and you're forced at times to make difficult decisions. Do you do this to expand your brand at the risk of it seeming inauthentic and the risk of it seeming distrust or untrustworthy? And that's a challenge that people that build brands have to face consumer-wise and on nonprofit and advocacy groups.
Absolutely. But also on the other end of that, you have brands who built a lot of trust over the years with the community. There's a particular retail brand that had an amazing campaign for diversity, equity, and inclusion and different things. But because of pressures from other offices, they switched that. And you saw that affected revenue. So it's one of those things where you have to know who your audience is, why they're here, why you engage with them, and know that you shouldn't defer too much from that, because that would affect revenue. And we saw that they have lost billions of dollars just by a chance of just changing up who they're talking to and why they're talking to it and why they're moving.
I'm probably going to get kicked off for saying this, but
I want you to.
think about.
Please say
this
with a
wasn't
more
this wasn't in the prep
thought
session.
provoking the butter.
But think
Well,
about
everything Fran says today on the blue stage has to stay on the blue stage. All right, please go ahead.
Sign the waiver. Think about think about the Me Too movement. Think about the Epstein files. Think about all these things where people when that trust is broken. How do you feel when that happens? You feel like shit, right? And out.
We can cuss.
But the reason that I bring that up is because I think it's easy when a person or a movement does something wrong, because then you know where to target your angst and your anger, right? But that's the same thing with brands too, right? And so when we're thinking about building brand trust, I think companies and corporations, and we work with Fortune 1 and 200 companies all the time, and we advise them, like, think about it, if this were your personal profile and your identity, just like in all of those other areas where, these people that are high power, successful, and then they do something that's egregious and horrible and wrong, and you feel wronged, that's the same type of urgency and mindset that companies and brands and influencers and content creators should all take, because it can happen to anyone. And I think that that's really important.
Absolutely. Then you see brands on February 1st change their entire brand identity to something black and white with a Negro spiritual, or on June 1st, it's become rainbow. Then soon as July 1st hit, it disappears as if I'm not black 365 days a year. So I don't know. I think they want my money just 28 days.
It's very short-lived. This is a question I feel like it's on everyone's top of mind these days, because there's so much, AI can do for marketing. And as a modern marketer, we obviously want to tell ourselves we know how to navigate that. I want to hear from you three, what are some of the examples you've either used AI or kind of, reject AI to help you, hopefully help you get to a higher efficiency or higher target. If you can share some anecdotes.
Yeah, for me, I've been exploring a lot of things with AI. And so one of them, Google Flow, you can create 3D visuals with AI. So for me, I hate video editing, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sorry. I'm not the biggest fan. And then hiring video editors can be low-key expensive. Shout out to all the video editors. But if you want a quick 3D visual or something, using Google Flow, and it will take a photo and make it into this cool video and stuff like that. It's really exciting. And so that's one of the things I've been on lately. More so just escaping I know people use ChatGPT for note-taking and all those different things, but kind of going beyond that and talking about your content and all those different things. How can you use AI to assist you? Not do the whole work for you, just do a little assistance.
And I want to kind of just take it one step deeper, not only on content creation, but kind of on your own marketing as an activity as well. If you guys can share a little more on that.
Absolutely. I mean, we use it to help with workflow. I think one of the things when it comes to project management, organizing what exactly do we need to do, where are our gaps, where are we missing the target audience and different things. But I think one of the things that I tell people all the time, do not 100% rely on AI, because it still doesn't know the nuances of community. It still doesn't know the different things that we embrace, or different things that each community, which made them whole and which made them great. So always still have that human interaction and that human interview to get your campaign started, but also that workflow and everything. It will help you decide where the gaps are that you're missing, and different things of that nature.
How many people here lead a team or work with a team or a group of people, right? I think the biggest thing, I could ditto all of these, which is probably what I should do. But I think the most important thing for those of you that lead teams when you think about AI is, how do you instill that practice and the policy in your organization? And if you're a 1 or 2 person startup, do it now. And the reason I share that is the great thing about AI is we know a lot about it, but we don't know everything about it, and it's going to continue to insert itself. What's going to be really hard is identifying and making sure that people recognize that AI is a tool to help the modern marketer get to the next level of marketing. You all are the marketing experts for a reason, and it's because of this. It's not because of this, right? And so I think as you think about leading teams, I think that's really important. It's something as we've grown. Will AI replace someone's job? It could, yeah. And is it happening now? Yes. Can AI be a tool so that those 30, 40, 50 people that you want to work on your teams can do 70, 80, 90 times the amount of work, and you deliver more impact? Yeah. And so I think that's what I think about constantly from just a people perspective.
Also, I want to quickly add on to that. AI won't replace your job, but the person who knows how to use AI will. So it's best to start today.
Ooh.
Oh my
listen.
God.
Dang.
So you
Yes,
should look
sir.
out for the
Yeah,
people who
clap for
know how
that.
to use
Thank
AI
you.
very well.
Thank you.
For
I'm
her
here
advice.
all week. Well, until Wednesday, actually. But like learning AI, start today. It's really important. Yes, you might have your opinions on AI and all those different things, but at the end of the day, it's here. Like just use it. Try to find a way to use it sustainably, proactively. But at the end of the day, it's here. So you got to figure out like what you're gonna do in that type of situation. Because again, someone else can take your job that knows how to do it, and then at that point, no one's gonna be able to save you. So.
One of the all incredible answers. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm already learning so much from the three of you. One of the things I saw this morning, I actually thought is a really fitting for our panel today, is I saw this social media content posted by Kylie Jenner, kind of like reviving this idea about tea culture. She's trying to do this, tea culture content for her makeup brand. And then the tagline there, it says, it's no longer your grandma's tea time. And I thought, oh, this is actually a great question for our panel because we're the modern marketers. So I'm curious to hear what are some of the, I guess, tools or secret sauce that you guys use that you think makes you modern and not our last generation's tactics. What are some of the new stuff that you're using and trying? I mean, other than using AI, because that's last topic.
I'm just going to double down on people for a minute. So I tell our team all the time, every business is a people business. 20, 30 years ago, that was obvious because technology was not as advanced. I'm convinced, and can put this on my gravestone, but I'm convinced that as tech advances, the companies and the people that are going to be able to push through are people that know how to have interactions and social skills. Like you all being here, go talk to someone, right? I'm glad that we've got the little bump my thing and get the contact thing, but like have a conversation with someone. And I had a mentor who was wildly successful in technology 20 years ago in a really unsexy industry like in concrete and warehousing, but it was a software company to manage those industries, right? And he bought that company dozens of years ago, but he told me all the time, every business is a people business. 20, 30 years ago, he was the modern marketer. He was a tech advanced person, but he maintained that through. It's going to look different for everyone at the end of the day, but it's the people that are going to push that forward, and I will die by that. So there you go.
People and talents are truly everything.
Absolutely.
What about you two?
I would say my secret sauce is knowing exactly who I am. Don't try to go into a company and try to be everything to everyone at all times. Know exactly what you're here, know exactly what you're great at, and what you're not great at, find a person, find a people, connect with your badge, and all these amazing things, because at the end of the day, we get further together, and no matter what you are, no matter what your skin color is, what your political preference is, we get further together. So know who you are and know what you're not good at, and it's okay to not be good at that, because if you know what you're not good at, I guarantee you're going to be 10 steps ahead.
I'm gonna have to like retweet their answers because it was just so great. But I'm people first as well. Like no one knows your community like you do, and no one can serve your community like you can. And so it's really important to like again find your target audience. Like yes, you want to serve everybody, but you really can't in a sense. So it's knowing your market, and then also just like what Brent and Nikhil was saying, like talk to the people. Go beyond just like just being on your phones and everything like that. Like I guess we're kind of going backwards. It's like you do the old-fashioned like, hey, how are you? How's your day? All those different things, like going beyond just like the LinkedIn's and all those different things. So just being people first, very important.
You know what's crazy? I've been in just walking through here, and people look at your badge first before they even speak to you. They're looking and they want to connect before I'm like, hi, how are you? And I think we miss that here.
It's kind of weird when people are looking at you there.
Yeah,
Very
just
weird.
look at your badge.
That's so
I'm
weird.
Like, I'm thinking it's my bosoms or something. I'm like, hey, up here.
Like, look, my eyes.
Yes,
Look in my eyes.
Sorry,
Right.
I did that.
So last
That's
is
on camera, right?
I always like to end my panels with a lightning round. I think it's always the fun part. So I want to hear from my three panelists in 2 or 3 words, what is a good marketing strategy you want to experiment with in the next month?
Ooh.
It could be 1 sentence too, but something short. Hopefully
We said,
cutting edge.
at the same time. We said,
I think 3 words is authentically impact culture. whatever that may be, whatever culture it is, no matter what space you're in, authentically impact it. One of the things that you could do, the greatest thing that you could do right now, is to make people remember you, right? Reach out and authentically impact that room that you're in.
I would say relationships are greater than transactions.
Love that. Wow. Eno.
I'm gonna say purpose and profit, right? So doing the
PMP.
thing, yeah, PM. Ooh,
Trademark that.
PMP. Listen, hey, I'm trademarking it. No one take it. PMP, purpose and profit. Like again, like doing impact-driven work and then putting your money where your mouth is as well. Going out on the streets, taking care of the people that support what you're building and all those different things. So PMP.
I love this. Thank you guys so much. I'm learning so much. I'm hoping you guys find this valuable. Appreciate it, the modern marketers. Thank you.